Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sana Shweb here, your new online English teacher. The topic we are going to cover today is social distancing and the impact on our lives. For your information, this is a discursive topic, and discursive topic is one marked by analytical reasoning. We'll be discussing how to handle this topic in a composition. Now, I would suggest you that in these kind of topics, you should slightly actually explain this term. Now, this term, social distancing, to which I believe we are all familiar by now. Social distancing is a set of measures taken to prevent the spread of a contagious disease by maintaining a physical distance between people and reducing the number of times people come into close contact with each other. As you all know that in our country and throughout the world, there has been cancellation of certain events that were likely to draw crowds, and that is an example of social and physical distancing. Can you recall any recent event in Pakistan that was cancelled? Yes, PSL 6. So it's basically a deliberate effort that we stay away from each other. Now, what are our learning objectives in this assignment? To communicate effectively in writing, to develop skill in planning, writing, and completing our task, and of course, to utilize our critical thinking skills. Only then we can come up with logical and convincing analytical reasoning. Now, let's brainstorm certain ideas before you actually get ready to write on this topic. Now, you all know that for the whole last year, it has been no routine vacation, certainly not. There was a certain element of stress related to it. Therefore, there was no joy or happiness associated with these so-called holidays. Well, if we talk about last year, there were absolutely no outdoor activities, and we had to stay indoors in our homes as much as we could, until and unless it was absolutely necessary to go outside. How do different people respond to the concept of social distancing? Now, that would be something really interesting to write on, that how do different people deal with this concept? Seriously, non-seriously, indifferently, and various examples of various age groups may be referred to. Then you should touch upon the eating habits in the quarantine days that we all have been through. Eating habits were definitely different from the routine days, because when you are bound to stay home, stay indoors, you are tend to eat more. Maybe out of boredom, out of hunger. You can elaborate this point in an interesting manner, giving examples of weight gain, maybe. Then let's talk about importance of hygiene. Well, there has been a lot of emphasis on washing hands again and again with soap, sanitizing ourselves, disinfecting our homes. Then finally, you should write that you look forward to go to school regularly and not on alternative days anymore. That things come back to normal routine as they were before this deadly coronavirus came in our lives. Now, these are certain images that I thought would be relevant to the topic. You can look at them and ponder. Any interesting observations? Okay. Now, in these homebound days, any interesting observations? Because I believe even in these immensely stressful days, there has to be a lighter side. When we are bound, when we are staying at home 24/7, we can observe anything in a light-hearted manner. For instance, this slide says, happiness is finding money in your pocket, or any other similar situation. Vocabulary that I thought is relevant to the topic, and I am quite certain that you all know these words by now. In case you're not familiar, please explore them in dictionary. Number 1, isolation. Number 2, lockdown. Number 3, sanitization. number 4, quarantine, and number 5, pandemic. And you should definitely use these words in your composition. Now, it's important that you must write with clarity. Your points or ideas or thoughts, whatever you call it, shouldn't be vague or ambiguous. You yourself should be confident of what you are writing. Only then your checker will be able to understand. Then you must not leave the composition haphazardly. The ending of your essay should be satisfactory, because the ending or the conclusion of an essay is as important as the beginning. It's no less important. Sometimes it happens that students begin their composition quite good, quite impressive rather, but then somewhere they tend to lose their focus or whatever. Hence my point is that the ending should be as convincing as the beginning is. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Now, I would suggest you to write on the topic that you just listened to at least 2 pages, because frankly speaking, it is going to help you the most only when you write yourself. Okay, dear students, hope you enjoyed it. Till the next lesson, Allah Hafiz.